That's some bad music right there, girl.
Hey,
Girl, it make me want to move every
girl, hey,
time.
sister girls.
Love it, love it, love it.
Hey, sister girl. So tonight we are kicking off Just Say No June. So all month long, we're going to be saying no to something. And guess what? When you say no to something, that gives you the right to say yes to something else. So tonight's show, the sugar-coated lies that's keeping us sick. So our goal tonight is to be unapologetic about this movement, to really understand sugar and how it is deceiving us and how it is, some people want to say silently destroying our health, but I will say that it is very loud, the health issues that we're dealing with. So just because it tastes sweet doesn't mean it is harmless. In fact, that sweetness might be the very thing that's stealing your energy, fogging your brain, feeding your inflammation, and breaking your body down one bite at a time. So tonight we're exposing the truth behind the most normalized toxin in our kitchens. Sugar. Sugar doesn't just spike your blood, it spikes your suffering. It is not your fault. It is the lie we've all been sold. And tonight we're saying no.
No.
Yes, let's practice. No.
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 No. Y'all can get fancy with it. No.
No.
No. You can speak in any language, but tonight we are saying no. We are going to be able to say yes to so many other things because of this one no. And I remember often hearing that no is a what? A complete sentence that doesn't need an explanation. And so tonight we're going to kick it off with G talking to us about sugar, slavery, and the sweet setup. Take it away, G.
All right, all right, all right. So when I did research on this one, I'm not gonna bore you. Well, I wasn't expecting that whole thing to pop up. Hold on, because now I done got rid of everybody. I can't see you. There you are. Um, for those that don't know, I am spending a lot of time on a cruise ship. And what are one of the things? We get on there and we eat. And we eat, and you 9 out of 10 gonna come back bigger than when you left. But some of the things that I see, they actually hurt me. They do, because when we talk about sugar, I think most people think I'm talking about candy, donuts, and white granulated sugar. And that's not just it. So people defend themselves by saying, but I do natural sugars like fruit, honey. I don't do sugar. I do raw sugar. But if I say to you, your body knows it all to be the exact same, and you were only designed for 1 teaspoon of sugar in a 24-hour period. So I just say walk around with a spoon and make your choices wisely. Natural sugars exist in whole foods, like fruit, like dairy, but the refined sugars is processed, concentrated, and designed. I'm going to say this 3 times: designed to be addictive, designed to be addictive, designed to be addictive. Who's doing the designing? It's designed to be addictive. Sugar just isn't candy, okay? It's your breakfast. It's the snacks that you choose. It is the health food aisle. And I'm going to tell you about it, okay? So that's the stuff that keeps making you sick. There are so many. One of the first things that you'll do is Cheerios and oatmeal. Then on the oatmeal, we'll put the granola, or you'll have the yogurt off to the side with the granola, drizzle it with some honey, add some blueberries, strawberries. Some people peaches and cottage cheese. My daddy, oh my God, I never even understood that. I still struggle with cottage cheese. I still struggle, and he made a whole dessert. But Those are the things. So let's start with the breakfast. Toast, pancake. But wait a minute. You're saying, I eat wheat toast. Come on now. I do the whole grain. I'm heart healthy. That can have 10 to 18 grams of added sugar per serving. A serving is not how much you decided to eat in that setting. That's what you end up saying. I only had one serving because you put that big thing one time on your plate. You probably have 4 servings on there and you counting it as one. I want people to know nobody eats just one serving. Now, Robin showed something before this show started, and I'm not going to steal that. But when you see it, that's another example of the many examples of more than one serving. You rarely open up the cookies and get 3. Sometimes it's the whole roll, sometimes it's the whole pack. We just don't do that. So you need to start the day thinking it has you starting your day thinking that you're doing something great, healthy. But by 9 a.m., depends on how early you eat, then all of a sudden your sugar drop, it's already crashing. And you like, ooh, I know it's getting close to lunchtime because my stomach. Another thing that you'll have is yogurt and juice. I listened to people place their order. A lady just yesterday morning, before I left out of the hotel, they asked her what did she want. She was contemplating the eggs, the bacon, and the French toast. She's, man, I really want some eggs. I think that was her body saying that she wanted some eggs. But she opted for the French toast with some whipped cream, the syrup, a little bit of butter, and a side of bacon. And then she had some juice and some fresh fruit. And over in my chair, I almost had a diabetic coma. Just a sugar. I'm like, oh, she just has no idea. And that was just breakfast. And how many of us do that? More store-bought breads. No, wait a minute. You think that it's natural because it says fruit, but it's refined, concentrated, and addictive. They have refined it for you, it's concentrated for you, and it's addictive for you. Now, the third thing we're going to talk is bread, those healthy granola bars. And let me tell you, we even feel good about giving them to our kids because somewhere in the back of our mind, well, at least I didn't give them a Snicker bar. You should have. It's the exact same thing pinging off in their system. It's stuck together with high fructose corn syrup. Might have a little bit of honey over in it, but all of that stickiness sticking together along with the raisins and the nuts and all of that, where you are thinking that you are doing something good. Most store-bought breads, even the wheat, have added sugars. Okay, the granola bar, exact same thing. Most granola bars, hold on, look, hold your wig, grab your pearls, because most of them have more sugar than a candy bar. Need me say that again? But you were told it was fuel. Most of the healthy foods has more sugar than a candy bar. It's actually keeping your brain hooked and your insulin spiked and your body tired. You turn around, it's like, oh my goodness, I am just, I can't wait to get off from work. Your bones creeping. I'm going to say it again. This is designed to keep your brain hooked, your insulin spiked, and your body tired. And so when you tired, you think, I need to put something sweet. Give me a little orange juice. Give me a peppermint. Can somebody, my sugar. It was designed to get you to do that. You might as well have said, pass me the crack pipe. Give me some weed. Who got some perks? Exact same thing. But you don't want to see yourself as a drug addict. But sis, bruh, I'm telling you, you are an addict. Sugar isn't just in candy. It's in your breakfast, your snacks, your health food aisle, and it's keeping you sick. Sugar isn't just candy. It's in your breakfast, your snacks, your health food aisle, and it's keeping you sick. Do I need to say it again? That dopamine trigger, sugar lights up the same part of your brain as cocaine does. It's not a treat, it's a trap. I'll say it again. You think of it. You laying in the bed. Hold on, let me put a mic over because I want to reenact. You laying in the bed. All of a sudden, your eyes open. You know that last piece of pound cake in there. And if I don't get it, he might get it. Somebody get it. And Lord heaven forbid, if you got up and it's gone. You're going to go through them. OMG. You get ready to go through like a crack addict. You get, who took that last piece of cake? Baby, I'm talking about me. Now I'm looking for the cake dish. Huh? Because now, hold up. I'm finna get that icing off and just get some of it. Just rub all across the thing and just lick my fingers and then be mad at whoever it was that took that last piece. Baby, it's not a treat. It was a trap. We weren't just taught to crave sugar. We were set up to depend on it. What you saying, G? Turn that formula around and see what's in it. It starts almost from the womb because as a mom, you're going to do right by eating what? More fruits and vegetables. Now let's talk about the dark side of sugar and the enslavement. Enslaved labor and sugarcane. Sugar wasn't just a cash crop. It was built on the backs of enslaved Africans who were forced to work under brutal conditions. This was not farming. It was industrial extraction of both people and profit. It is still going on today. Today, the chains look different. They come from a form of cravings, chronic illness, processed food. Same system, same goal, control, and profit. Do you know when we were growing up, they used to have the prizes in the cereal box? There's no more prizes now. Why do I have to give you anything? As a matter of fact, how much was the cereal back then compared to what you paying for it now? Did they do something different to it? It's the same process. It's the same inexpensive ingredients. They paying pretty much the same for it, but their profit margin is even higher because you are hooked. You are hooked, just like the dope man. He'll give you a couple of samples. You'll be back. Unfortunately, it's the same way. How many times you done drove to 2-3 gas stations looking for a cold Pepsi or Mountain Dew, whatever your choice is, where you are sitting here, it's like, I got to have, this was me. If I was going to, look, I was big, okay? Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. So I like to show you a before, there go one right there. A before and after. I was big, right? So in my bigness, I knew what I'm talking about, that if I'm already putting on the weight, don't know how I'm getting it like this because I don't eat a lot. I don't eat according to the size of this body. This is not making sense to me. And it seems like the smaller the portion, I'm still big. So the math wasn't mathing. So if I'm going to put something in my body, it was going to be the exact drink that I wanted. It was going to be the brand of the chip that I wanted. And I was willing to drive to 2-3 stores to get what I wanted. If they didn't have it, then I didn't eat it. I didn't. I might have found something else, but I was one that I wanted what I wanted. Our ancestors were chained to the fields. Now we're chained to the products. Let's fast forward. We're now sold ultra processed sugar-based products designed to hijack our brains. Chemists make this. There's no chef at the craft plant boxing macaroni. You will not, Chef Boyardee is not there with his cap on. They're nowhere to be found. These are chemists that have formulated these ingredients to tap them taste buds and also legally. See, it ain't legal to give a kid crack, but it's legal to give them a lollipop. And it's doing the same thing because I just told you, Sugar excites that part of the brain just like cocaine does. Okay? We might not be in literal chains, but chronic disease, insulin resistance, and sugar addicts are keeping us stuck. Not the sugar addicts, sugar additives. It's keeping us stuck. How I know? Because the minute that I sit here, I'm looking over here because it ain't none of y'all. It's people over here. The minute that I tell you about what you need to do and what you need to leave and how I look the way that I do, turning 61, and all the energy that you see me doing and how I interact with the grandkids. Okay, I'm gonna come back to y'all. And how I do all these different things. And the moment that I say I eat only meat and them 12 items go across your head that you just feel you can't give up, stay with your pain. How's that working for you? How's the migraine? How is the stiff joints? How is the darkness under the eyes? How is the black skin darkening and you don't know why? How is the bulging eyes? How are the irritable bowel? The list goes on, and everything I just said is connected to sugar. Okay. Tobacco to food industry takeover. In the 1980s, big tobacco started buying up companies like Kraft, General Mill Food. That's right. In the 1980s, companies like Philip Morris, big tobacco, that's what we call it, started buying food brands. They used the same science, addiction to get us hooked. Then it was the nicotine, but look, they had to show us little cartoon looking characters. Remember how government was really coming down on how they were advertising, how it was looking really cool. And now all of a sudden they had to put the labels on there. Too many regulations when I could just go ahead and add some extra stuff over to some macaroni in this processed powdered cheese that I've convinced you is good for you and your family. Go ahead and make a bowl. People eating it just for dinner. And I can get away with it free. And I can lock up your system. You can have irritable bowel. You can have diabetes. You can be on the kidney transplant. I'm safe over here. You can't come get me because this sugar is locked down and sealed and covered, not by the blood. All right. The only thing now that Philip Morris have done is now they use sugar instead of tobacco. So from the fields to the shelves, sugar has always been about control, and our health has always been the cost. Don't have I need you to get sick, because after I do that, I'm going to slide you over here to my friends in the medical field, and they're going to take care of you. John Yudkin sounded the alarm. Let's get a little bit of science real quick. Before it was popular to question sugar, there was one man who dared to tell the truth. Because it was only one man, y'all not believing it. Because you got many that's telling you what you want to hear. So even after this, they got the little injections that you can get. Anything so you can hold on to the food that you are addicted to. You're looking for that pill, that injection, that's something. It can't be. Come on. It can't be that I got to give up all of this. In the early 1970s, a British scientist, John Yudkin, published Pure, White, and Deadly. That sounds like a lot of things, revealing sugar's role in heart disease, obesity, and metabolic illness. He wasn't guessing. He had decades of research. But instead of being celebrated, baby, he was silenced. What you think they getting ready to do? You really think they getting ready to let him come in and tear down all that money that they have invested? Money. We had a whole civil war because of money. Yudkin warned us loudly, but profit shouted louder. Say that again for the people way over there. The dollar screamed louder than Yudkin did. Buried by big sugar, the sugar industry couldn't afford the truth, so they buried it. Exact same thing took place with saturated fat. Your healing is in that, but it was hidden, and now to help you hush, we're going to tell you it's vegetable oil. Yes, this is what you want. It's wheat. This is what you want. They're not letting you know. They are appeasing you so you can stay happily addicted. The sugar industry couldn't afford the truth, so they buried it. Sugar companies they funded scientists to discredit yucking and shift the blame to fat. Say it to the people in the back. That's when the margarine, imperial margarine, all of that now came into the scene. All of that came into the scene, all because they were trying to discredit yucking. They even paid researchers, including those at Harvard, to write articles minimizing sugar's impact. They just didn't ignore the science. They replaced it with lies. When you gonna hit my pocket, I'm gonna come up with what is necessary to cover my profit margin. I'm saying that to you. Does any of this sound like it's making sense? But who actually pays the price? Sugar wasn't banned. It was pushed even harder. It's in the formula, y'all, especially to those least able to fight back. Yucking quote, if only a small fraction of what we know about sugar were applied to other materials, it would be banned. Most of our stuff is banned in other countries. Come on now. Please read the writing on the wall. Instead, sugar was promoted in school lunches, commercials, and low-income neighborhoods. All right? Because I never, ever, ever went to the uppity restaurant and got a juice box. Or what's them one things with, I call it color water and sugar in it. They're about yay big, chugs, something like that. Y'all can let me know. I can't think of it. But we'll buy those because they are inexpensive and we call it juice. And we normally have it at the parties for the kids. They come in a little plastic jug with the seal on it. What them things called, y'all?
I think they're called Chubs.
Chubs. It's something like that. If y'all know, go ahead and put it down and help me out. So let me get back. It's in our lunches, in our areas. You'll find, even when you go to like a Dollar General, that go into their food area, processed, all of it that will keep you sick, but that store is close enough to feed you. The ones who need protection were the ones most exposed, and we're living with the consequences. And that's my spiel right there. And hopefully somewhere up tonight, you guys will see just what we're talking about. This was never about willpower for you. Let me say it again. Sis, all the willpower in the world, I understand. When I sit there and think about, oh my God, diet and exercise, you talking about, and I got to do all of that and eat a salad. Oh, and then I'm going to do all of that. And at the end of the week, I might lose 5 pounds. But then the moment I eat some, I'm finna gain 10 back. This was about profit. It was about profit then. It's about profit now. And we've been paying the price, the ultimate price with our bodies, our minds, and even our families. Because one of the things that we say, it run in my family. No, baby, the same food run in your family. I'm done.
Awesome. Thank you so much, G. I tell you what, this is so profound. I mean, I hate to call it a conspiracy, but I was just looking at that same thing about, Philip Morris and how it really is all about the money. So tonight I am talking about how sugar hides and hurts. And G actually touched on a lot of things, but tonight I want to take you on a little road show or a little show and tell, and take a look at some of these products that we have been calling food, and take a look at the amount of sugar that we're having in products that are supposed to be healthy. So I know that we have heard Denitra say that, when you look at the labels of food products, and it says nutrition facts on the back, there is a lie somewhere on the front. So I have just a few different foods or food products that we will take a look at today. And so I wanted to start with this one because I feel like basically they get us with these kids because food marketing a lot of time is targeted and geared toward kids because kids like the beautiful colors, are excited about this. This looks like it might have some fruit in it. Actually, this is called Go-Gurt, simply Go-Gurt. And when I looked at the nutrition facts, look at what it says on it: packet frozen, thaws by lunch. It's easy open tubes. It's all geared towards making kids excited. And then it says no added color, no artificial flavors, no high fructose corn syrup, mixed berry. Aha, here we go. Flavored with other natural flavor. There's no berries in here, or strawberry. There's no berries in the strawberry either. So I wanted to take a look at the nutrition facts because this is where you're going to find the information that you're looking for. And we are looking to we want to read every single label, even a label on meat, because we were just talking about the fact that they're adding fillers and byproducts to meat that makes it no longer healthy for us. So we want to read every single label. First of all, if you look at this, there's 5 servings per carton, but there's only 3 tubes. So how much sense does that make? If you give your kid one of these, are they just going to eat, 1 serving of it? No, they're not. I don't even care about that. It's low fat. That's a problem. And then I want to look at the total carbohydrates, 23 grams of carbohydrates per serving. So each tube is more than 1 serving. Okay. So that's 23 grams of carbohydrates. We know that 4 grams of carbohydrates is all you can consume and tolerate. And so you're looking at about almost 6 teaspoons of sugar in this simply Go-Gurt that is supposed to be really good for kids. And so I did not like that. And then also when I looked at what's the ingredients of the strawberry, first of all, it says strawberry, but there's no strawberries in here. It's got low fat milk. So, I remember the days when they started telling us to stop giving our kids full fat milk and start feeding them 2% milk. And then they went to give your kids low fat skim milk. Well, we know that we need fat in our diet. Our two primary macronutrients that we need are fat and protein. So this low fat milk is problematic. But here the first ingredient is low fat milk. The second ingredient is sugar. The third ingredient is modified cornstarch, which is also sugar. So, it doesn't have any fruit in it. And then down here at the bottom, it says ingredients derived from a bioengineered source. What does that mean? Learn more at askgeneralmills.com. So you can go and find out more about that. This next one that I wanted to bring up is this granola bar, because I used to always eat these oats and honey crunchy granola bars. You could use this in so many ways, and it was so yummy. But oats and honey with 22 grams of whole grains. So here's the places I can get it in my area. It has all these benefits and quality ingredients like hearty whole grain oats. Hearty whole grain oats is sugar. It's sugar. And we should not be eating this, but maybe the cow that we're going to eat should eat that hearty whole grain oats. No artificial flavors, no artificial colors, no high fructose corn syrup. So that's good. Here's our nutrition facts. So this is doing a little bit better. It's got 7 grams of fat, but the carbohydrates are 29. So 29 grams of carbohydrates is 7.2 grams of sugar. You haven't had anything else today. You just had this granola bar and you're already at 7.2 grams, 7.2 teaspoons of sugar. All right. I want to take a look at orange juice because I feel like a lot of people, especially you hear people who are type 2 diabetics, and they use orange juice as a go-to to raise their blood sugar. And so I was looking at orange juice and I thought, this, first of all, this is not even, it's not a single serving, it's 12 ounces. And I know that we could all drink 12 ounces of orange juice. And then here are the nutrition facts. 40 grams of carbohydrates, 40 grams, 36 total sugars. That is 10. I want to show you this because I had brought this out. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can actually see what I'm showing you. So when you look at this right here, this is a teaspoon of sugar. Okay. You can barely even see it. That's all the sugar that your body can handle. This is what you would get in that bottle of orange juice. This is 10 teaspoons of sugar. It's like your body cannot tolerate this much sugar. I mean, in comparison, it's absolutely insane how much sugar that is. So the other one I wanted to show you guys really quick is I want to show you something that's a natural whole food, something that, pretty much, you eat it with your cereal and it's really supposed to be good for you. This is a banana. Okay. A banana is a fruit. Doesn't have very much fat. It's very low fat, but it has 27 grams of carbohydrates, which means it's got about almost 7 teaspoons of sugar. Almost 7 teaspoons of sugar in a banana. So literally no one should be eating a banana. It's too much sugar. It's literally too much sugar. So I want to show you this slide that I put together because they hide the sugar and they call it all different kinds of names, right? So as G had mentioned earlier, they call this sugar by a whole bunch of different names, thinking that they can trick us to not realizing that what we have is a bunch of sugar. So let me bring this up really quick. Hold on one second. All right, let me share. I think this is it right here. Yeah, let me share this. Okay, so I know y'all can't read this, but what I wanted to show you is that there's over 250 names for sugar. Agave nectar, agave syrup, barley malt, beet sugar, brown rice syrup, brown sugar, cane, sugar cane crystals, cane juice, cane sugar caramel, coconut palm sugar, just on and on and on. Corn syrup, evaporated cane juice, fructose, fruit juices, fruit juice concentrates. This is all sugar, glucose syrup, golden sugar. I mean, on and on and on. Icing sugar, maltitol, maltose, mannose. I mean, just on and on and on and on. Over 250 names for sugar. Glycerin, glycerol, grape fructose, grape syrup. Inulin fiber is a sugar. I mean, there's names on here I never even saw before. Anything that says nectar is going to be a sugar. Pentose, that's a new one on me. I never heard of that one. Beet sugar, sugar cane, sweet whey, table sugar, trisaccharides. So when you look at the label you need to be able to recognize that a lot of these different names, they're hiding this sugar. And there's over 250 ways that they could describe it, but it all means sugar. And so the food industry hides sugar under these aliases: dextrose, maltodextrin, agave nectar, fruit juice concentrate, etc. And we want to encourage you to flip that label. Look at it. See what it is. If sugar is in the top 3 ingredients, and as you saw on the Go-Gurt that I just showed you, there were 2 sugars in a row. And so the top 3 ingredients, the first one was low-fat milk, and the second 2 were both sugar. And so we're giving that to our kids, and we're expecting our kids to be able to function optimally while feeding them food that is hijacking their brain, just as G was talking about. Just as our brain has been hijacked and we're addicted to sugar, so are they. That's why my baby is throwing a fit because she can't have a sucker. She's throwing a fit. I'm calling her my baby, but she's my grandbaby. She's mad because one kid got a sucker and the other kid didn't get a sucker. And then somebody had a whole tantrum and a meltdown and had to get kicked out of school because they were really upset because our brains are hijacked to desire this sugar. The key thing, the most exciting thing about this for me is how quickly you can get rid of those sugar cravings. Within a week or 2 of getting off of sugar, those cravings are going to go. And you're going to be able to function at your best again. So you don't need to have a sweet tooth to be addicted. If you trust the label on the front that tells you that Cheerios is heart healthy, then you're going to end up addicted to sugar. Those bland foods are also sugar. Everything that's plant-based is sugar-based. Let's remember that. So they've been selling us sickness in a shiny wrapper. It doesn't have to be a candy bar. Oh, one more thing I want to show y'all. Let me show y'all this. Sweet tarts. Have anybody ever had this before? Look how big this box is. So the nutrition facts say there's about 117 pieces in here. And the serving size is 13 pieces. Serving size is 13 pieces. So how many of us, I mean, I know there are some really strong-willed people out here who could eat 13 pieces and be done. But back in the day when I was eating this, I would have ate the whole box. So how much sugar is in this whole box? So one serving is 14 grams of carbohydrates, right? If I eat the whole box, I'm getting 126 carbohydrates. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane.
So basically, Robin, that is almost 1 carb per piece.
Almost.
So each one of those pieces is 1 carb.
Yeah, because it's 13 pieces. Yep. So if you got 117 pieces in the box, then 117, we'll just call 117 carbohydrates if you eat the whole box. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me figure out how many teaspoons of sugar that is. So 117 divided by 4. Oh, I did times. Hold on a second. I'm like, what? Divided by 4. I'm not a mathematician. 29 and a quarter teaspoons of sugar. And I'm telling you, my grandkids could sit and eat this whole box of candy. And we're expecting them to function, expecting their brains to function. And it's just not working. It's really just not working. So now you know. And today we are saying no. And for the month of June, we are saying no to sugar. And I just seen Denitra go off, but I'm getting ready to hand it over to her. So hopefully she's gonna come back. I want to In the meantime, let's
But you
bring
know
up
what,
this.
real quick, I wanted to add and say, hold on, okay, she's back. But I did want to add, that's just that. But think about truck drivers. Think that's one of the things, a staple for our family is to go to the store right before a road trip. And we stack up on all of that. And you are sitting there. I have eaten candy to the point where my taste buds just wasn't even tasting it anymore. But you sitting there and you look at it and it's like a few more in the box and you pop them in anyway. And they don't even taste good anymore. All right, we swapping it on over. There she is.
Hey y'all, hey ladies, both of y'all hitting it. Oh my goodness, like what power packed tonight. So yes, everybody that's listening, remember we're gonna find all the fancy ways to say no tonight, right? All your fancy ways. No, I don't think so. No, I'm not interested. Like I need you to start working on your no to sugar. And remember, carbohydrates is a fancy name for sugar. So sometimes you'll hear people say, because we don't typically get this mixed up on this show. We'll hear people say carbohydrates and sugar. They are one and the same. Carbohydrates, sugar. It would be just like calling a girl a girl. A girl is a girl, right? A dog is a dog. So carbohydrates are sugar in any form. What we really want to be able to say is the sweet tasting sugar is the bad sugar. That if it tastes sweet, then that's what makes it bad. So a lot of times when we flip to fruit, or we flip to like, oh God, I'm just going to go ahead and have my vegetables. I'm going to order a vegetable plate today. In our minds, we've been trained to think that we have just switched to doing something good. And we feel good about it because I'm finally agreeable to it because I don't like vegetables. But now I feel good when I go out to eat and I order a vegetable plate. I didn't eat meat, right? And so I only had vegetables. So I did something great. Essentially, if you notice the little slickery, Robin said conspiracy, the little slickery that's happening is it used to be a meat and two vegetables. But if you notice now, when you go to these restaurants, it is a meat and two sides. We no longer say vegetables anymore because we know them ain't vegetables either, right? Although vegetables are going to metabolize as sugar, they had to stop saying vegetables because macaroni isn't a vegetable. It is flour and water. G says it best. It's paper mache. I call it sheetrock. Okay. So we're really trying to paint you a picture because we come on here, week after week and we talk about sugar and we know people somewhere in their mind, they have this understanding about what sugar is. And I'm trying and I'm working on it. It's hard. And then we say things like everything has sugar in it. And what we've been teaching here is that everything doesn't have sugar in it. Because say it with me, meat does not have sugar in it. So if you're hearing us say all of these things that sugar is doing to your body, sugar is, causing high blood pressure, causing blindness, causing erectile dysfunction, causing us to have type 2 diabetes, be pre-diabetic. Now it's linked to dementia called type 3 diabetes. It seems to reason that we would start talking to ourselves about, hold up, wait a minute, I may need to rethink sugar. So a lot of times when people say just no to sugar, they're saying no to, okay, I ain't had no cakes. I haven't had any cookies. I haven't had, I've not had my mama's favorite, what was it? A Robin pound cake,
Right.
right?
No donut.
Or donut. I was a Krispy Kreme girl. I was a cupcake girl. So I'm saying no to those sugars. And what I learned is even after saying no to those sugars, I was still very sick because it made me increase my fruits and my vegetables that were also sugar. And so when we think about this scientifically, G hit it hard about these scientists that are chemists that are taking these vegetables, these fruits, and they're literally having an experiment on us. I mean, they're not trying to nourish us at all. It's all an experiment. So when you think about this metabolic breakdown that you hear on here often, We talk about metabolic syndrome. We talk about insulin resistance. Your body can only manage 1 teaspoon of sugar. And Robin showed us a picture of what that looks like. I don't want you to forget that picture, because really your body is designed to have no sugar. Carbohydrates and sugar are non-essential to your body. But the grace, God is good, God is grace. The grace that you have is 1 teaspoon. Anything over a teaspoon, and we're talking about everything that metabolizes in your body as sugar, all plant-based stuff, and all ultra-processed foods start as plant-based. Those things are all sugar. And so with that being said, when you are consuming all of these sugars and your body goes on a sugar high, a glucose high, then insulin is going to spike. And when insulin is spiked, it has a job to do. And when there's so much sugar in there, it just cannot do its job. It is like, no, you're overworking me. So guess what? Insulin sings the good old country song, take this job and shove it. Guess what? And when it is shoved inside of you, then when the insulin shoves the job, that means that all that sugar you've been eating, there's no regulator for it. There is no manager for it. That means that it is all over your body. And this is why we say these manifestations look different. You hear me talk about being diagnosed with lupus, having eczema, plantar fasciitis, Robin talking about eczema, G talking about back pains, G's husband talking about the pains he suffered. We hear all of these different diagnoses, and somehow we think they're separate and not related to sugar. They are related to sugar. They manifest differently. So what's happening to your body when insulin spikes? When insulin is high, it is not going to release anything. It becomes a storage. So my new signature analogy that I have is, think about it like raking leaves. You got a bag and you are outside. And remember, leaves are plant-based and they start off light, right? Just one little leaf is not a big deal, right? And you keep putting them in and you keep putting them in. And there is no filter system. That means insulin is not working. Guess what? Those leaves keep growing inside of that bag with no filter system. It is tearing the inside of that bag up. If you look at the little pinnacles, when you get a bag of leaves, they sticking out. They're tearing, they're scratching. So when we start talking about irritable bowel syndrome, gastroparesis, all of those things are because of the plants that we're eating. Robin says it best around, they have a defense mechanism. They don't want to die. Y'all, plants are bursting through concrete. If they get a little bit of space, they're going in there. That is what they're doing inside your body. So that insulin spike, you hear these terms. Insulin is meant to regulate just that 1 teaspoon. When it has more than a teaspoon, then it shuts down in your body. You don't know where that sugar is going to land. We don't get to direct it. Hey, today I'd like you to go in the back so I don't have to get a BBL. You can't talk to it like that. It don't rock like that, right? You don't know where it's going to end up. So I want to talk to ladies, and I'm in this situation myself, is visceral fat. When we talk about our abdominal bellies and this visceral fat, it is so toxic because we have been eating this way for so long. So then you come to carnivore or you change the way you eat and you start saying to yourself, like, why am I not losing? What's happening? Why isn't the scale moving? All inflammation doesn't have a weight. It's usually weightless. Think about a leaf again. It's very light until a whole lot of leaves get in there. And so essentially when we've gained weight and we're carrying this weight, we're carrying a bag of leaves on us essentially, right? And we don't have a filter system to work that out. So visceral fat is not what you can see. That which you can touch is subcutaneous fat. Behind that, before you ever saw a pudge, before the inflammation really hit home, your organs were full of inflammation. All of the plant-based stuff, whether it was ultra processed, whether it was a cupcake, whether it was a potato, all of those things or what's behind you. It takes years to undo that damage if you've had years of it. So there are many women who are changing. Me in particular, I'm talking about me. In particular, I have been conscious of my way of eating for at least 5 years straight. And I still have visceral fat. My numbers are improving. Certain ones of them are getting better, right? However, this fat that's still fully inflamed inside of me, I'm still working that out. So this is why it's so important not to be jumping in and out of a way of eating, thinking, oh, a little bite of sugar is not going to hurt. Robin shares on here often about how one bite takes her to a place. For me, it hits my feet. If I go somewhere, I eat something that's got some seed oils, I can tell immediately. What am I saying to you tonight around the science? The body can only manage 1 teaspoon. G said something so profound when she said that we think that it's a treat when really it's a trap. And I often say that we think it's a treat, but it's really our defeat. Y'all, we are trying to sing this song loud so that you can hear us to get your labs. That's the science of it for you tonight. I need you getting your labs. I spoke with a loved one today that for the last month, I've been asking, like, I need you to get your labs. I need you to get your labs. I need you to get this. I need you to get that. They finally got their labs and learned from their labs for 3 years straight. They've been pre-diabetic, and the doctor has never said one word to them about it. And I was just looking at them, seeing and hearing some of the things that they were sharing that was happening with them. And I knew that insulin resistance was present. I'm not a doctor and I don't diagnose, but it appeared to be insulin resistance. So no longer can we go to the doctor saying, the doctor said all my numbers are good. That is the science I want you to take tonight. Is don't believe that. You need to unpack what those numbers mean. I'm going to tell you about me. I'm still at a 6.1 with my A1C, which has me in a pre-diabetic range. I'm still insulin resistant, right? However, I have a fasting insulin that's a 4. It's a perfect fasting insulin. Those two things together say to me that healing is happening. My body is recovering, if you will. So what I hear a lot is that people go to the doctor and they say things like, well, he said I'm borderline. Well, I'm a 5.6. And I'm saying to you tonight that that's the difference between a D and an F. This is not a celebratory time. If you are in 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, you should be asking the question about insulin resistance. Because it is not just those numbers that the doctor is looking at, the A1C. The doctor wants to be able to tell you that you're pre-diabetic or you're diabetic and they're done with you. So if you score in a 5.6 range, they're going to tell you that your numbers are normal. And I'm saying to you that a 5.6 means insulin resistance. It means that your body is struggling with sugar and insulin. And in most vegetarians, this is a huge problem because they've taken meat out of their diet. And people think because they're small, they are healthy, but they've taken meat out of their diet, which means every day they're only eating sugar. And even that sugar is going to cause a blood spike. I want to show you guys one thing tonight. And I just want you to continue to see how this shows up for us. So there's a website. Robin, are you all able to see my screen? Because I can't see you guys anymore. Let me peep out and see. Yes, I see it. Okay.
Yes.
Good. All right, thank you. So I want you guys, Robin knocked it out the park. G gave you the history of how we even got into the sugarcane. And so I just want us to look at how we continue to have people who are fighting for us to give us good information. So when you look at like a Cocoa Puffs, a cornflake, mini wheat, shredded wheat, Special K, we've always been told that Special K is good. And we're talking about serving sizes, y'all. We're not talking about the whole box. So a serving size of a Special K, which who eats a serving size? 4 teaspoons. And an oat porridge is the same as like oatmeal. The number one question I get from people is like, oatmeal is supposed to be good for you. Look right here. Okay. All right. If I keep going, let's go to, they told us stop eating white rice, start eating brown rice. Look at the difference. 9.6 teaspoons of sugar, 7.3 with brown rice. Now, this is where you talk to yourself and you say, now, how many teaspoons can I have? 1. We're still talking serving sizes. Don't eat white bread, eat brown bread. Look at this. 8 to 6. What's the difference? You might as well go and have your white bread. You still getting sugar. Spaghetti, white and brown, same thing. Okay. All right. If we keep moving, those beloved fruits that we have, same thing. If you can just see, these are serving sizes. I just want you to keep that in mind. So when we say for people who are trying to be ketovore, that berries are low in sugar, we're not saying that they don't have any sugar. They do have sugar. This is how your body is going to metabolize it. So I just wanted to continue to paint a picture for you guys about what sugar is doing to your body. So when we're asking you to have this experience that says, take an experience of no sugar. We're not promoting carnivore. Yes, we are. We're all carnivore here, right? But we're saying that to say that is the thing that we've been tricked out of. Your body only requires protein and fat. That's it. That is all. We want you to be informed so that you can make decisions about your body. Get your labs and don't settle on everything was in the green. They have a formula they're using. We need you to be looking at, am I insulin resistant? And remember, this is the last thing I'll say. 93% of Americans are metabolically unwell. 93% of Americans are insulin resistant. All of us here are saying that we have that experience. We own it. We're doing something about it. We're in the healing phase. If you're in denial, hopefully tonight, this is pulling you out of denial so that you too can start figuring out, why are my ankles swollen? Why are my eyes dark? Why do I have this big round belly? It's not baby fat. I was saying that for years. My son will be 31. So the baby fat thing ain't working no more. Okay. So thank you all tonight for allowing me to share that. Again, the goal here is to encourage you to do what you need to do for you so that you can experience optimal health. So thank you, ladies.
Hey, real quick, for the people in the audience, this might be your first time or you watched us and we've never shown you. This is a before and after of Denitra. This is a before and after of Robin. But we have another one. Hold on, right here. I want you to see the dark circles around Robin's eyes and the blisters in her hands. And I was vegan, but that's my biggest right here to the left. That over 260 pounds. So when we're coming to talk to you, been there, done that. And we don't want that for us anymore, and we don't want it for you.
Yes.
It's just that simple. So that was a good show, ladies. Oh wait, we got a couple of comments, questions. Hold on. I think this was the first one.
It's hard, but I respectfully fix my face when dietitians try to explain to me net carbs versus total carbs and fiber content and blah, blah, blah. None of it matters. A carb is a carb. I remember myself trying to psych myself out with those net carbs and stuff, where you see something that has like 34 carbs, but on the box it says net carbs 2. Yay, we can eat that. No. It has 34 carbs.
Hold on, here you go. Here's another one. So what was eye-opening for me too is how, all these health conditions that are caused by overconsumption of sugar or negatively affecting by it. And we don't know that because nobody's telling us. But I'm thankful that we telling you. And it
Yes.
took for us, Frederick and I, it took my husband not being able to walk. And that was the thing for us. It was like, whoa, yeah, that was not good. And that's how we started. But I'm not saying that I don't know. That's what helped us. It was like we were at our rock bottom. So ask yourself, what's your rock bottom?
Yeah.
Now what keeps me going? I don't want my family to have to take care of me. We just had a phenomenal graduation, and nobody, I ain't had to turn around and say, hey, could you bring me the, I got up and got my own stuff, put my own shoes on. I bowled, I won on my lane. I'm doing all of this with my grandchildren. I'm not the grandmama just sitting over there in that chair with a little cake pie or whatever. You know how we do. That's not me. That is not me. I want to be alive. I don't want my husband to have to take care of me. I want y'all to keep looking when I'm 99 and 100 and it's like, what? Wait, yes, that will be me. So you have to ask yourself, where are you? Where are you at your sick and tired of being sick and tired that you would prefer to go? I'm in the airport and I'm looking at all these braces. Y'all, I can't even finish the sentence. We are accepting patches, whatever these new things around the knees, the brace on the outside, my knee giving out. No, your body is no longer able to handle. You have overload and overload and overload. We are accepting wearing 3X. We done made a big man shop. We're doing all of that now. Accept it. It's like no big deal. The man walking by, his stomach is so not only big, but it's not even round. It's like something poking out one way, distorted, whatever the description that you want to use. And I'm looking and no, that's not how we're supposed to be. And I say it all the time. If you went to the zoo and you start seeing the animals look like how we walking around here looking, you ready to call and shut the zoo down. Mm-hmm. But we've just accepted, don't body shame. Don't do. Big girl magic came from you got sick and tired of trying to lose the weight and be, yes. If that's what you saw, I see them legs up there all the time on people. I do. You see the blisters and different things like that on people's face. You see the growths, you see the stomach, you see all of that. And we accept it. They're going through something. The doctor got me. The doctor ain't got you nothing. You got yourself, and they only doing what they were taught to give you this prescription for whatever that ailment is.
So here's the thing. This is within your control to take your health back. Take it back. That's why we're here talking every week, because we've been taking our health back. Becoming our own self-advocate, understanding our bodies better, understanding what is happening with this food. It is the food that is the problem. Whatever you're dealing with, you can put X in the box. Whatever it is, it's the food.
The food products.
Exacerbating it. So
yeah. It's the products. It's the products. All right, ladies, good show. Let's go around.
Just a couple of things.
Go ahead.
What's going on your channel this week, G?
That's what I was just getting ready to say. What's going on? So, I do have a show. I don't know if it's going to get out. Y'all, I am basking in the Nene right now. We had the graduation. We got a 6-month-old granddaughter that we've only FaceTime with. So Frederick and I are headed out to go and get our that Nene and Pawpaw time and just love and spoil on the baby. And it feels good, barring anything, a car accident or anything like that. I just really feel like Frederick and I are doing the right thing, where when she turns 20, we're going to be here.
Woo.
That we will turn around and be here. It's like I really see a future. I cannot express and say to you how this feels, what this means, all of those things, guys. You just have to go with it. So you might not get an extra show out of me this week. I'm going to just be Nene this week.
I love it.
All right, what else?
So for me on my channel this week, I am working on a video about the new sugar diet. Have you guys heard about it?
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to talk to you guys about what the sugar diet is, and you're going to hear more of the same from me, because what is we've been all on the sugar diet. All that time we was on the sugar diet, and what
all
happened?
my life I had to fight that sugar.
So I'm gonna have that video coming out this week on Saturday. I will be live. I have an event this weekend, so my normal time of 5:30. It's probably going to be a little bit later in the evening this week, but I will be live Saturday night, and hope to see you guys there. Not sure what the topic's going to be, but we'll be there. All right, Denitra, come on, girl.
Oh, wait,
right. We didn't see August.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Wait a minute. I'm just getting ready to say.
What in the world am I?
And you know what? You don't have a flyer in here.
I don't, but I got it. Oh,
there
Lord.
You go.
It's small, but the Impact Meetup with Carnivorous Grandma and Friends is going to be in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'll make sure I have it in here in there for next time. It's called the Meetup and Eat Up. We've got Dr. Kiltz coming. We got Dr. Tony Hampton. Denitra will be there. Terry will be there. And the Browns will be there August 30th from 12 to 4. The registration is $25. Y'all, it's going to be so much fun.
And the after party for me. It's the after party for me. Listen.
Yes.
It's going to be like a family reunion, y'all. If you ever want to know, you want to be invited to the cookout, you invited to the cookout. Y'all better come on. Bring your fans. Yep. Bring your fans and bring your salsa shoes. When I say to you, the meetup is going to be really nice. You have the doctors there and all of that. But then there's an after party, y'all. There's an after party. And if that's not convenient for you that morning, you only want to do the after party, I think there's a way for you to do that too.
There is. Yes, you can just sign up for the after party only. Don't show up early if you sign up for the after party, okay? I don't want to have to do that, but it's $10.
I'm security.
But $10 for the after party. It's going to be dancing. It's going to be fun. And we're going to play some games. And it's going to be just a really, really good time. So I hope that you will sign up. Pull your phone out right now and scan that QR code. Or go to my website, carnivorousgrandma.com, and click on the 2025 meetup. And I really hope to see you guys all there. Okay, Denitra, your turn.
Well, I want to say that one is one of the things that I'm doing that I'm super excited about. I will be there in Kalamazoo, enjoying the Meet MEAT Up and the after party. So I'm hanging out in Kalamazoo. So I'm looking forward to that. And so I think, Robin, you have the yep. So tomorrow, anyone who is interested, I will be speaking at Let's Talk About It Tuesday with Denise Salas. If anybody is interested, you can inbox me and I'll send you the Zoom link. My topic tomorrow is belly, bloat, and betrayal. So come out to that on Zoom. Shoot me an inbox and I will definitely send it to you. Or if you notice on the screen, 662-212-5851 to register for the Zoom link to be texted to you. So I'm excited about being a part of that. All right. And then the lived experiences, which is a global activity, I will be speaking and giving my experience for that. Again, is the way you can inbox me to connect around this. I will be telling my story as a part of this. Tracy McBeath is in in Australia, and she's having this, and I was invited to present, so I'm super excited about that. And then finally, on this coming Saturday, please mark your calendars. Saturday, June 7th at 3:30, I will be launching my show, Nutritional Knit. Let's do better together. I am super excited. June 7th is a special day for me. If you come to the show, you'll find out why. But that is my show, Nutritional Knit. And the whole goal of my show is to reach everybody and get us knitted together in love so that we can heal together and be better together. And so mark your calendars for Saturday, June 7th at 3:30. I will be having the premiere of Nutritional Knit. All right. Thank you, Robin.
Woo! So exciting. We are excited about your new show. And y'all know, everybody, I think y'all better be subscribed to Denitra's channel at Advocator Coach Educator. And come and check out. I think it's going to be really, really good. So I'm very excited about Denitra, your new show.
Thank you. It's coming together. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. So you ladies have helped me prepare. I'm thankful for both of you for helping me prepare. This was like no far down the line. So I'm grateful for the time that we've been here together.
All right. Until next time, check us out. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody.
That's it.